Listen, this isn't the moment to comfort yourself. This is the moment to confront yourself. You know exactly what's holding you back. It's not other people. It's not the economy. It's not your past. It's that tiny voice in your head whispering, maybe I'm not enough. That voice is lying. That voice is the enemy. And if you want your life to change, you must kill it. Weak feelings are chains. They don't care about your dreams. They don't care about your family. They don't care about your future. They just want you stuck, tired, afraid, and quiet. So what do? You wake up, you stand up, you fight back. Yes, you'll feel pain. Yes, you'll be scared. But pain is proof that you're alive. Fear is proof that there's something worth chasing. Every legend you admire was forged in fire. They didn't wait to feel ready. They decided to move anyway, and now it's your turn. Kill your weak feelings, stop negotiating with your excuses, and rise up like the person you were born to be. This is your comeback. This is your moment. No one is coming to save you, so save yourself. Face yourself honestly. Stop hiding behind comfort. Stop hiding behind excuses. You already know the truth. You know when you are playing small. You know when you are holding back because it feels safe. You know when you are sitting on the sidelines, watching your life slip by while you tell yourself, one day I'll change. But one day never comes to the person who waits. One day belongs to the person who acts. You have been waiting long enough. You've been waiting for motivation to arrive, for the perfect moment to begin, for someone to come along and tell you it's time. But no one is coming. No one is going to drag you out of bed. No one is going to fight your battles for you. No one is going to do your work, carry your weight, or silence your doubts. That's your job. And until you do it, you will stay exactly where you are. You can blame the world if you want. You can list every reason why life is unfair. You can argue for your limitations, and you'll get to keep them. But if you want your life to change, if you want to take back control, you must do one thing first. You must kill your weak feelings, because your weak feelings are the reason you don't start. They are the reason you don't finish. They are the reason you stop when it gets hard, when it hurts, when it feels uncomfortable. But here's the truth you need to swallow today. The things you want most are on the other side of that discomfort. The life you want is waiting, but it's guarded by pain, by effort, by sacrifice, by days where you feel like quitting. And if you keep letting your feelings run the show, you'll never see it. Feelings are fleeting. They change by the minute, by the hour, by the day. You can't build your life on something that shifts every time you're tired, hungry, or scared. You have to build your life on commitment. Commitment means you show up no matter how you feel. It means you do the work when you're tired, you take the step when you're afraid, you refuse to stop, even when every part of you screams to quit. That's how change is built, not in one big leap, not in one perfect day, but in thousands of small decisions to keep going when you least feel like it. And it all begins with a single choice. Will you let your weak feelings control you, or will you rise up, look yourself in the mirror, and decide you're done hiding, because this is the fight of your life. And the battle begins now. Weak feelings are your biggest enemy, not external circumstances. Read that again. Not your boss, not your parents, not your friends who don't support you, not the economy, not the people who doubted you. None of that has the power to stop you the way your weak feelings do. It's not what's happening outside of you that's killing your dreams. It's what's happening inside of you. That voice that whispers, "What if I fail?" That hesitation that makes you wait one more day, one more week, one more year. That craving for comfort that keeps you stuck right where you are. Those feelings are seductive. They make excuses sound reasonable. They make quitting feel justified. They convince you that you're tired, that you deserve to rest, that you can start later. But every time you listen to them, you give up another piece of your potential. Think about the times you stopped short of what you wanted. Was it really because someone else blocked your path? Or was it because your own fear, your own doubt, your own weakness talked you out of fighting harder? You've been battling the wrong enemy. You've been blaming everything around you while the real fight is happening in your head. When you understand this, your life changes. Because if the fight is inside you, it means the power is inside you too. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for perfect timing. You don't have to wait for circumstances to be right. You just have to win the war with your feelings. Weak feelings want you to stay safe. They want you to avoid risk. They want you to settle for easy, for average, for good enough. But greatness isn't found in good enough. It's found in doing the things you don't feel like doing. It's found in pushing past fear. It's found in staying committed when comfort screams louder than your goals. The people you admire, the ones who inspire you, they felt weak too. They felt fear, they felt doubt, they felt the same resistance you're feeling now. The only difference is they didn't let those feelings decide their future. They acted in spite of them, and that's the choice you must make now. Will you keep feeding your weak feelings until they drain every ounce of your potential? Or will you stand up, recognize them for what they are, and crush them before they crush you? This battle is not out there. It's right here within you, and if you win it, nothing outside of you can ever hold you back again. Recognize negative self-talk and destroy it before it controls you. Because if you don't, it will run your life. Every time you step towards something bigger, that voice in your head starts speaking. You know the one I'm talking about. It says you're not ready. It says you're not smart enough. It says, who do you think you are to even try? And the more you listen, the smaller you start to feel. That voice has only one job: to make sure you never leave your comfort zone, to make sure you never take the shot, to make sure you quit before you even begin. And if you let it speak long enough, it becomes the truth you live by, not because it's real, but because you've repeated it so many times you've started to believe it. Your life is built on the words you accept as truth. If those words are full of doubt, fear, and failure, then you'll live a life of doubt, fear, and failure. But here's what you need to understand: that voice is not you. It's not who you are. It's just a recording built out of every fear, every insecurity, every criticism you've ever heard. And the only reason it has power is because you've been letting it speak unchallenged. So challenge it, interrupt it, stop it in its tracks. When the voice says you're not ready, you say, I will never be ready, and that's why I'm starting now. When it says you're not good enough, you say, I will get better because I refuse to quit. When it says, what if I fail? You say, I'd rather fail than sit here and rot. You fight back. You take control of the conversation happening in your mind, because if you don't, that negative self-talk will sabotage everything you try to build. It will drain your energy before you even take the first step. It will convince you that nothing is worth trying. It will keep you locked in a cycle of waiting, wishing, and regretting. But the moment you decide to stop letting that voice control you, your life shifts. You start creating momentum. You start believing in possibility. You start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles, and every time you crush that negative thought, you take back a piece of your power. Do it enough times and that voice gets weaker, until one day it doesn't control you anymore, you control it. And when you reach that point, there is no limit to what you can do. Weakness keeps you trapped in fear and stagnation. It convinces you that staying still is safer than moving forward. It whispers that risk is dangerous, that effort might hurt, that change could expose you to failure. So you stay where you are. You stay in the job you hate. You stay in the habits that drain you. You stay surrounded by people who keep you small. And all the while, time is moving. Life is moving. Opportunities are passing. And every day you wait, that weakness grows stronger. Fear feeds on inaction. The longer you sit still, the louder it becomes. The more you avoid doing the hard thing, the more power fear gains over you. Soon, even small steps start to feel impossible. Even tiny risks feel overwhelming. That is what stagnation does. It doesn't just pause your life, it slowly kills your ambition. It makes you forget that you were built for more than this. And here's the part no one likes to admit. Weakness doesn't come from your circumstances. It doesn't come from your environment. It comes from the choices you make every single day. The choice to give in when things get uncomfortable. The choice to back down when challenges appear. The choice to let fear make your decisions. Every time you do that, weakness tightens its grip. And soon you start accepting less than you deserve. You start believing that this is just how life is. You tell yourself, maybe this is good enough. But you know deep down it isn't. You know there's a version of you that wants to fight back. You can feel it every time you think about what your life could look like if you had the courage to go all in. That version of you is waiting, but it's locked behind the walls of fear you've built with every excuse, every hesitation, every moment of surrender. The only way to break free is to stop feeding your weakness. Stop letting it dictate your next step. Stop waiting for courage to show up before you move. Courage doesn't appear out of thin air. It's built by taking action while you're still scared. It's built by making the decision to do what needs to be done even when every part of you wants to hide. Do that once, and the grip of fear loosens. Do it again, and you begin to create momentum. And with every step forward, stagnation loses its hold on you. That's how you break free, not by waiting, not by hoping, but by standing up, facing the fear head on, and proving to yourself that weakness only wins if you let it. Action is the antidote to self-doubt and hesitation. You can think about your dreams all day. You can write plans. You can read books. You can talk about what you're going to do. But until you take action, nothing changes. Doubt thrives in silence. It grows stronger when you sit still. It feeds on every second you spend overthinking. You know that feeling when you want to start, but you pause and suddenly your mind floods with questions. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I'm not good enough? Those thoughts don't appear because you're weak. They appear because your mind is looking for certainty, and when it doesn't find certainty, it fills the space with fear. The only way to shut that fear down is to move, take the step, make the call, start the work. It doesn't matter if it's small. It doesn't matter if it's messy. What matters is you break the cycle of hesitation, because every second you wait, you give doubt more power. You make it bigger than it really is. But the moment you act, something shifts. You stop thinking about what might happen and start focusing on what you're doing. You create momentum, and momentum is everything. Momentum kills fear faster than anything else. Once you start, you don't have time to listen to the noise in your head. You're too busy moving forward, too busy building, too busy proving to yourself that you can. And here's the truth. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes after. You earn confidence by doing the things you thought you couldn't do. You earn it by showing yourself you can survive the discomfort, you can handle the risk, you can learn as you go. That's why waiting to feel ready is a trap. You'll never feel ready, no one does. The people you see succeeding, they didn't wait for courage to arrive. They moved first and courage caught up later. So if you're sitting there doubting yourself, hesitating, waiting for the perfect moment, stop. There is no perfect moment. There's only right now. And right now you can do something small, something that scares you a little. something that pushes you one step closer, and once you do, take another step and another. That's how you kill hesitation. That's how you destroy doubt, not by overthinking, not by waiting for permission, but by acting even when you're scared, especially when you're scared. Pain and fear are signals of growth, not signs to stop, but most people run from them. They feel pain and they retreat. They feel fear and they freeze. They believe these feelings mean they are on the wrong path, but the truth is those feelings often mean you are exactly where you need to be. Pain comes when you step beyond what is comfortable. It comes when you challenge yourself to do more, to be more, to reach further than you ever have before. Of course it hurts. Growth stretches you. It breaks apart the old version of you so the new version can emerge. And fear is just proof that what you're doing matters. You don't feel fear over things that don't matter. You don't hesitate over things that don't hold value for your future. You only fear the things that have the power to transform you. So why would you run from that? Why would you let those feelings stop you when they are the very signs that you are moving in the right direction? Think back to every time you grew as a person, every skill you learned, every challenge you overcame, every breakthrough you had. Did any of it come without pain? Did any of it come without fear? No. Every single time you had to push through resistance. You had to face the unknown. You had to step into something that scared you and keep moving anyway. That's what growth demands. And the bigger the dream, the more fear you will feel. The bigger the goal, the more pain you will endure to reach it. That's not a sign to quit. That's confirmation you're on the right track. So instead of running from pain, lean into it. Instead of avoiding fear, walk straight toward it. Because on the other side of those feelings is everything you've been chasing. Your confidence, your strength, your success, your freedom. You don't build those things by staying in what's easy. You don't become who you were meant to be by hiding from discomfort. You build them by choosing to fight through the struggle, by taking the next step when every part of you wants to turn back, by refusing to let temporary pain rob you of lasting growth. So the next time you feel pain, tell yourself, this is the process. The next time fear rises, say, this means I'm moving forward. Because you are. And if you keep going, those feelings won't hold you back. They will become proof that you are finally stepping into the person you were always meant to be. Every great achiever fought battles of the mind first. Long before they won championships, built empires, or reached greatness, they faced themselves. They wrestled with fear. They struggled with doubt. They argued with the voice inside that said, you can't do this. And if they had lost that battle, no one would even know their names. The mind is the starting line for every victory. Because if you don't win up here, you will never win out there. You can have all the talent, all the skill, all the resources, but if your thoughts are against you, you're defeated before you even begin. This is why most people quit before they see results. It's not because the work is impossible. It's because the fight in their head crushes them before they take the first step. The fear of failure feels heavier than failure itself. Thought of being judged feels worse than actually being judged. The idea of pain feels more unbearable than the pain of growth. Your mind can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy, and every great achiever learned to master it, not by erasing fear, but by moving forward despite it, not by silencing doubt completely, but by refusing to obey it. They acted even when their thoughts screamed at them to stop. They showed up when it was uncomfortable. They kept going when quitting felt easier. They built discipline to override emotion, and that's why they won. That's why their stories inspire you, not because they were fearless, but because they fought and refused to surrender to the battle in their own head. So what about you? What war are you fighting inside yourself right now? What story is your mind telling you that keeps you stuck? Is it saying you're not ready? Is it saying you'll embarrass yourself? Is it saying you'll never make it? Recognize that for what it is, a test. It's the same test every achiever faced, and those who passed didn't pass by waiting for their mind to be quiet. They passed by taking action anyway. They passed by proving their thoughts wrong with results. Every time they moved, every time they tried, every time they learned, their mind got stronger, and eventually the battle that once felt impossible became a battle they could win every day. That's the path you must take. Win here first, win the fight in your head, because once you do, nothing outside of you can stop you. You don't need to feel ready, move anyway. Most people wait. They wait for the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect mindset. They wait for fear to disappear, for confidence to magically appear, for life to line up perfectly, and while they wait, time slips away, opportunities vanish, dreams fade into regrets, because the truth is, you will never feel fully ready. No one does. Even the people you admire, the ones who seem fearless, they didn't start because they felt prepared. They started scared. They started uncertain. They started without knowing all the answers, but they moved anyway, and that's why they won. That's why you know their names. The difference between those who achieve and those who don't is simple. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not waiting until everything feels right. It's choosing to act while you're still unsure. It's moving forward even when your hands shake and your heart pounds. It's stepping into the unknown and trusting yourself to figure it out as you go. You learn by doing, not by waiting. You build confidence by taking action, not by overthinking. You grow stronger by facing challenges head on, not by planning around them forever. The person who moves scared will always beat the person who waits until they feel brave, because courage is built in motion. You don't find it sitting on the sidelines. You don't develop it in theory. You create it step by step, mistake by mistake, lesson by lesson. And here's the thing, those first steps will feel messy, they will feel awkward, you will fail, you will stumble, but that's exactly how you get better. That's how you discover what works, what doesn't, and who you're capable of becoming. So stop waiting for the moment when you finally feel ready. That moment doesn't exist. What exists is now, and now is the only time you have control over. Now is the moment you can choose to act, to start the project, to take the risk, to make the move, because every day you delay, you give your fear more power. You feed it with hesitation and it grows stronger. But every time you move, even in fear, even in uncertainty, you take that power back. You remind yourself that you are capable, even when you don't feel like it. So don't wait. Don't let another day pass while you sit and wonder. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to move. No one else can fight this battle for you. You must do it yourself. You can have support. You can have mentors, friends, and family cheering you on. But when it comes down to facing your fears, stepping into the unknown and doing the work, it's on you. No one can feel your hesitation for you. No one can wrestle with your doubts for you. No one can wake up every day and push through resistance on your behalf. That fight is yours alone, and this is where many people get stuck. They wait for someone to come and rescue them. They wait for someone to give them permission, to make it easier to carry them to success, but no one is coming to save you. Not because people don't care, but because this is your journey. This is your challenge to overcome. And if someone else could do it for you, it wouldn't build you into who you need to become. Struggle shapes strength. Discipline is forged through effort. Confidence is built by facing what scares you and proving to yourself that you can rise. No one else can give you that. It has to come from you. Think about the greatest moments in your life, the times you felt proud of yourself. Did those moments come from someone handing you an easy victory, or did they come from the times you pushed through something you didn't think you could handle? That pride came from fighting your own battles, and this battle you're facing now is no different. You might feel like quitting. You might hope someone will show up and make it easier, but here's the truth. You don't grow when things are easy. You grow when you struggle and refuse to back down. You grow when you stand up, even if you've been knocked down 10 times. You grow when you do the work, not because someone else told you to, but because you decided that you will not live another day controlled by fear, excuses, or weakness. That decision is yours, and it is the most powerful decision you can ever make. Because once you own that this fight is your responsibility, you also own the power to change everything. You're no longer waiting. You're no longer hoping. You're moving. You're acting. You're taking back control of your life. So stop looking for someone to hand you the answer. Stop waiting for someone to carry the load. This is your fight. And once you choose to fight it with everything you've got, there is nothing that can stop you. This is your comeback. Own it, live it, and never look back. You've been through enough. You've stumbled, you've failed, you've been knocked down more times than you can count. And for a while you stayed there. You stayed down because it felt easier than getting up. You stayed quiet because you didn't want to feel the pain again, but something inside you knows you're not done yet. You can feel it, can't you? That fire that refuses to die out. That whisper that keeps saying there's more in you. It's not too late. You are not too far gone. Your mistakes don't define you. Your failures don't decide your future. Your setbacks are not the end of your story. They are the beginning of your comeback, but only if you decide to rise. Only if you choose to stop replaying the past and start building the future. Because your comeback won't happen by accident. It won't happen by waiting for perfect timing. It won't happen while you're stuck asking why things went wrong. It happens when you get up and refuse to stay broken. It happens when you take all the lessons, all the scars, all the pain, and turn them into strength. It happens when you fight harder than you ever have before, not because it's easy, but because you refuse to let your story end here. Look at everything you've survived so far. Look at how many times you thought you were finished, but you're still here. That means you still have something left to give. And this time, you're coming back stronger, wiser, and more relentless than ever. So stop apologizing for your past. Stop doubting whether you're capable. Stop living as if the best days of your life are behind you. They are not. They are waiting for you to rise up and claim them. This is your moment. This is your turning point. No more excuses. No more hesitation. No more settling for less than what you know you're capable of. This time, you're going all in. This time, you're not letting fear win. This time, you're not stopping until you create the life you were meant to live. And when you do, when you finally stand on the other side of this battle, you'll look back and realize every struggle, every setback, every painful night was worth it, because it led you here, to your comeback. Own it, live it, and never, ever look back. Here's a strong and fitting ending for that speech. So from this moment forward, stop waiting for the right time, the right mood, or the right feeling. Decide that today is the day you rise. Decide that today is the day you stop letting the past hold you hostage. Decide that today is the day your comeback begins. Because the world doesn't remember those who almost tried. It remembers those who refused to quit, those who turned pain into power, those who stood back up and built something unstoppable. That can be you, but you have to choose it right here, right now. This is your comeback. Own it, leave it, and make the world remember your name.